Hi YouTube, it's me Rio again, and this video, while it is also my Glee rant, it is also a plug. Well, this first part is. Sorry, I have stuff in my teeth. Now, ever since like mid-July, on iTunes, I've listened to this podcast called Oral Intensity. It's a Glee podcast. Um, and if you like Glee, I think you should really listen to them. They're really funny. Lately they've been doing shorter podcasts because like they're in college, so they don't have so much free time. They're all in different colleges, and the host is normally is Dan, but there's also Clara, Dylan, and Nare. Yeah, sorry, my teeth are weird. And yeah, I just think you should listen to them. Their name is Oral Intensity, a Glee podcast. If they're on iTunes, find them there. But yeah. Anyways, they've mentioned me before on the show because I sent emails about the podcast and about Glee episodes. And yeah, and so I'm using my emails to them as sort of a guide for this the script for this review of season 3 so far. Now I'm gonna be starting with the Asian F because all my like emails before that were like dumb. And this one actually goes into different plot lines and whatnot. So yeah, I give Asian F a Asian F, which is a minus. Okay, I'll start with Mike Chang's plotline then. I had a few problems with it, but it was enjoyable. I mean, this is the most screen time Mike Chang's ever had. You know how in season 2 that Sam Evans had that kind of out of nowhere plotline that he was poor? Well, Dan didn't like that, and he just felt like he was being emotionally manipulated, and that's what I'm getting into now. Like you said about the homeless Sam episode, I felt like I was being emotionally manipulated. The acting was really good, not so good, not so much when Tina came in, but they could at least drag the plotline out for a few episodes and then have Mrs. Chang tell Mike she believes in him. Where's the suspense? I mean, they've never talked about Mike Chang being pressured by his dad before, and they only might bring it up again. Sure, Mike will have other storylines, but since he knows his mother accepts his dreams, it might not be as strong if it is revisited. All that aside, I love that his performance is cool. That's my favorite song. It's one of my favorite songs from West Side Story. His voice was so good compared to Finn from season 1. And his little part in It's All Over. I like both songs. Oh, and I was so happy about the return of Vamptina. Figgins was hilarious in that part. Figgins should get more plot lines. Next, Wemma. Okay, the way the story ended, I think it was supposed to be more emotional than it was for me. Her parents were out, and simply Mr. Shu, I've gone to weird stuff, and simply Mr. Shu's song wasn't as epic as it was in the promo. I frankly found his part in It's All Over more impressive. He made the creepy Mr. Shu face, constantly. Okay, Mercedes versus Rachel, aka Clash of the Titans. Let me just say that Rachel was made for the part of Maria, no doubt about it. She may be annoying as ever, but she still knocks that role out of the park. I found myself switching back and forth between Mercedes' side and not. I was not on Rachel's side at all, except for her talents. No surprise. Except that of her talents, no surprise. I loved some of the things Mercedes was saying to Rachel. You could tell those feelings were brewing since season 1, episode 1. But she did have her over diva moments, and she'd really try to put more effort into Mr. Shu's boot camp. But I don't like that called booty camp. I don't like that at all. It's awkward. Rachel. ... I've said this before and I'll say it again. She's all about herself and her songs are all starting to sound the same. I just don't have an ounce of sympathy for her in this episode. I might have if she hadn't signed up for the elections, which we all know she won't win. And she resigned, so that's great. In Mass Off, that was it. And frankly, the diva off sucked. Defying gravity reigns supreme. But yeah, the song I did, the title escapes me. I wasn't paying attention to get it. I'm so gonna be flamed by Fame fans. Um, it was just a throwaway song. Oh my gosh, it was just I didn't remember writing this. It was just a throwaway song that could have been replaced by a more meaningful one. And I will say that I love what they're doing with Mercedes' voice this season. She hasn't given me chills since then, I am telling you. And her giving up the role is probably a plot device for the end when she joined Shelby's group. It was overall it was a fantastic sort of portrayal of fierce theater competitiveness. And one last thing about that plotline, Glee is always saying how any of the other girls in Glee Club are just as good as Rachel. Why don't they show it? Tina could have been thrown into the battle. Ugh, bad example. And why wasn't any girl pining for the why wasn't any girl pining for the secondary female characters? Or am I the only one who likes to do that when it comes to West Side Story? I mean, why isn't anybody fighting over Anita? I love that character. I'm so happy Santana got the role, which I would talk about during the first time, which was such a good episode. Heck, I'd audition for anybody's if I went to McKinley High. Okay, I can't be right with that. Okay. On to my problems with Shane. I want Sam back. Do you know how much better the plot how much better people would feel about the plot line if it was Court Overstreet? If Court Overstreet was still in the picture and there was a comic book reference. Oh my gosh, I died. I thought of Sam in Shane's place all episode, and I miss my trouty mouth. Kurt and Blaine. As I said in my email before this, saying that Blaine wouldn't be featured so much due to filming in something not Glee, but oh, sorry, that wasn't needed to be said. But the scenes he was in the most were some of the most thought-provoking. Okay, his first scene on the stairs with Kurt, so freaking adorable, talking about zig and zag. I love the way Blaine talks. Though, just as you think they're about to have some PDA after the flower thing, he only pats Kurt on the shoulder as people pass by. I smell an arc coming on. He has to be missing Dalton Academy and its anti-bullyingness. He's afraid he'll get, I don't know, his butt kicked, made fun of, just looked at weird. I don't know how Blaine's brain works, but I sure wish I did. I sort of felt bad about I saw a look on Kurt's face when he saw the cast list. I'm like, what? Oh well, I'll get into whatever I was going to say after. Oh, it's in here. Oh, by the way, that was the weirdest casting list I've ever seen. We don't know who Bernardo is, or any of the other sharks, and Jets. I was hoping Kurt would get the part of Baby John, not Officer Krupke. But I understand it was fit for TV, so I won't get too disgruntled. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay, Santana and Brittany were just in this episode for the flash mob. Am I wrong? I mean, I hate girl power. I'm known as a feminist among my friends, but Brittany was being such a witch. A witch in the hallway scene. She's still from Kurt, isn't she? And what she said in the hall, Ryan Murphy, why? I shake my fist at you. I want to love Brittany, but I don't like what they're doing with her. Is she smart or is she dumb? Santana was fierce. I love Naya Rivera in this role. Her part in It's All Over was the song I was praying for, and for her and Mercedes to sing instead of The Boys Mine, River Deep, Mountain High. I still love those songs. They were so good together, and so were the others. And yeah, that's all I have to say about Agent F. I really liked the episode. The music was fantastic, even though people, I'm cracking my knuckles, even though people really did not seem to like it. But yeah, this is all I have to say for now. My next one will be the next episode, I think is Pot of Gold. Yeah.